everybody, this is Gretchen and Camille from Shock Talkin, and I want to ask a question, Camille. I'm 52, been single for almost 9 years, and so been through relationships where I've been cheated on.
Yeah. Ouch.
And
me too.
yeah, so you know, you've heard the expression once a cheater, always a cheater. A, is that true? And B, what are the signs we can look for, men or women, in people that cheat?
You know, I really think that, I'm not sure if it's once cheater, always cheater. I do think people can change. I'm in the world of changing people, so I got to believe that, right?
Right.
But I do think if that's a character flaw, that's character flaw, and it's someone who has instant gratification needs, they have low self-control and impulse control issues. So all that being said, you know, you want to be real careful in picking your people. But what'd you ask me again?
You just said real careful, but what if you don't trust how you pick? What if you're not good at picking people?
Well, then you need to have a team around you that kind of help you pick it. Because I do think people tend to pick in a pattern. Like, my kids will say, Mom, he looks just like, you know, Dad or whatever. There's definitely, we all kind of have a type. But there is usually like a history, and you are you, probably the same way with all these different relationships. So you want to look at your pattern. What kind of pattern are you stuck in?
Right.
And I do think that there's a piece of, like, I was cheated on too. My first husband got my girlfriend pregnant. So I went through absolute hell with this guy.
Wow.
I got my son out of that. Love, love, love my son. And I go through that, you know, 1,000 times. But it was devastating. High school sweetheart. Didn't think that would ever happen to me. And I really did not know him. I didn't know who he was. In hindsight, you know, how I kind of transformed that and quit having cheaters in my life. Because I think after that, I think I had a couple of guys that dated after that. And then pretty much I haven't been cheated on since that I know of. Okay. But I really had to look at what I had missed about him and who I was being that would have him cheat. Now, I used to be real difficult. You can't imagine.
Wait a second, but that makes people feel like...
Meaning this. No, let me finish. I'm not blaming myself for him cheating. That's not me at all. What I am saying is for me to recover from it, I had to look at myself and go, I was not easy to talk to. And he would lie to me, and he wasn't getting his needs met. And he's a serial cheater. He's cheated on all of his wives. There's multiple. But I did have to look at myself and go, if I'm being difficult and they can't come to me and I'm not their, quote, friend and lover, I got to look at myself. I was raised by my mother. My mother was a powerhouse of a woman. And, you know, she taught me, well, how to be kind of a controlling woman. And I was. I'm not now. I really did work on myself. But men that cheat, women that cheat, there's something about a utilitarian type of relationship. And I look back on that situation in my first marriage. I was a utility to this guy. He used me. I was a resource. I was financial security. I was a place to move. I was a place for him to bounce, you know. And so I think you look at how things start. And if you're a resource to someone, and here's a sad but true story, pretty people, wealthy people, people that have a lot of mojo going on get exploited. You know, you would add credibility to a man. You look at on his arm, you're gorgeous, your status. You kind of have to really wonder if a guy really wants you or if he really wants to have you improve his life.
You know, you say that, and thank you. However,
that's true.
I was in a relationship with a guy. We talked to getting married, looked at rings, we're going to blend families. And here's my warning for you women. He hired a girl that was a lot younger than him, right?
In his office.
In his office. Yeah. And in my gut, in my knowing, I thought something's not right. And when I went to question him about it, here's his response. You're so insecure about your previous marriage.
It's all
You're letting that rub off on our relationship. Now look what you're doing.
Wow.
To the point that I was like, oh, I thought I was healed. Maybe I am doing that. But still somewhere in my gut, I kept feeling like, something's not right, something's not right. Long story short, he ended up getting engaged to her before he broke up with me. Right. Now, we had no other than, you know, we were both dating each other exclusively. We had no commitment. There was no reason for him to hang on to me.
Well, but you were talking future. There was a talk of future.
But he got engaged to her, so obviously there was a future with her. So my point is, I know I didn't do anything.
No,
other than I was in, my competition was 30 years younger than me.
Yeah.
20 years younger than me. Yeah. So I couldn't look at that situation and go, oh, if I had done this and that, he would have stayed. No, he was just an asshole.
Right. And I look back on mine and there's no way in heck I was going to keep him. He was, look, I mean, weeks in, he was cheating. So it wasn't about me. But here's the truth. There's women out here looking at us, talking into their heads, going, "Yeah, but it's happened to me," and it does feel like it's about you. It does make you.
Yeah, you feel like you're not good enough.
That's right. What if I were thinner? If I had red hair?
If I were younger?
It was the weirdest thing because he had affairs with all redheaded women. I guess that's his kink. But it was really a phenomenon to me. I was thinking, and my mother was redheaded, and frankly, I don't want to ever go red. But I was thinking maybe if I turn my hair red.
You know what, though?
Stupid.
I mean, no, it's not stupid because at the point, and this
you're
is how I think
desperate.
women are. We are so committed. Yeah. We will do whatever.
I was committed. I was pregnant. I'm all in. I got a baby. I'm all in. There's no way I was backing out of that. And and this is a distinct difference. You know, a lot of men out there, most men, I will say, are pregnant with her. You know, they're going along that ride with her.
Yeah.
They gain weight with her and they're eating with her. They're having pickles late at night. I mean, they're cute. I feel like, though, for women, it is really a physical commitment. We are sacrificing our image, our looks, our shape. We are all in, and we are the most vulnerable at that time in our lives.
Yeah.
I was so fragile.
And I'll tell you what, a guy that even looks and thinks, much less cheats on a pregnant woman.
Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Well, and I will say one more thing about the cycle. Every woman has a cycle every month. And when we're in that cycle, you know, it's always kind of joked about, what are you on your period or something? Because you're so emotional. We are emotional. Let me just give you the straight scoop of cycles. It is the time of the month, a week out of the month, when we are the most fragile. We're the most vulnerable. It is like we're pregnant again, by the way. It's like that whole hormone cycle.
Or your body is...
That's right.
It's presenting itself to be pregnant.
Exactly. Right. And so we are fragile. And so just for that week out of the month, y'all.
Can you just shut up?
Thank you. And
just shut up.
And do not look at me and say, oh, I knew you were going to start. Really? Oh, I just want to just choke somebody when that comes out. It's like,
that is not, you know what,
not fair.
Guys,
not fair.
Todd, are you listening? That is not a good response.
Look at him, he's like, okay.
Ever. Talking to the sound man over there. I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah, the man's in the room, we're going to pick on a man.
And here's another thing. While we're on this subject, don't ever say, oh, I knew you were going to say that. You don't tell me what I was going to say. I'm going to say what I want to say. No, but you know what?
You know what mine is? You need to do. I don't need to do nothing. I don't need nothing.
You need to go cook me some eggs.
Gosh, that right there just says, I'm like, I don't need to do nothing for you. I get real, I don't know what turns on me, but you will see something come out of me if you start saying I needs to do something.
Yeah, but you know what? I know, like with me, there's a reason. When people tell me, oh, I know you, Gretchen, and you're already thinking this, or you do this, it stems back to something in childhood where I felt like I wasn't heard.
Absolutely.
And I felt like, you know what, they're not getting me.
Yep.
Whoever was talking to me,
invalidating.
they're not getting at me, and they're already putting a label on me, and they're giving an excuse that makes me feel like my feelings aren't real.
Absolutely, it's totally invalidating. Yeah, absolutely.
So, all you men out there that I may or may not go out with, do not tell me what I think and feel.
Right.
Because I don't really know. No. Okay, so what are some of the signs that we can look for in a relationship that says?
Cheaters.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of cliche, but
and by the way, I don't mean cheating as in you have to have sex. There are lots of forms of this.
There's emotional cheating. There's flirting. There's porn.
Yeah.
There's things you're doing behind your woman's back she would not like you to do.
Right.
And vice versa. Women you do things behind your man's back he wouldn't like you to do. I will tell you that the biggest secrets I discover though in my work, women lie about money. They lie about spending the money. Men lie about masturbation. They lie about pornography. They lie about, some sort of strip club. Hanging out with the buddies and the guys. So these are the secrets that couples typically have. It isn't full-blown cheating, but there's definitely, if you're not doing that in front of your partner, they wouldn't like it. That is a form of a withhold. And that withhold causes problems.
Oh, yeah. Because I get this.
Well, you ask a question. Well, buying new underwear. I know that sounds cliche, but honestly, men will tend to buy new underwear because they're going to be kind of seen naked and they don't have any scars.
I thought you meant like I got to go buy underwear. So if they bought underwear, then you're like, well, you want somebody to see that stuff.
Well, they don't want the stains to be seen. I know that sounds terrible, but that is, I can't tell you how many women have said, well, Well, he bought some underwear, and I was kind of wondering who's he going to show those off to.
Huh.
New clothes.
Okay, but what about if
working
women
out.
do that?
Well, again, I'm going to say that too. But women tend to, dress for their men.
Well,
usually.
I get that.
But if we're doing a workout, a lot of men that lose a lot of weight, that start going to the gym, where they take a lot more care with their appearance. They kind of want to darken their gray. Those are kind of signs. Criticism. I notice that people that are critical of other people, they kind of keep them over there. They don't want to have you onto their scent. So if I can make you feel bad about yourself, or I don't like your hair, or I don't like whatever, then you're focused on you going, maybe something's wrong with me.
Right.
And they're getting away with something. But criticism is a sign that something's going on. And that criticism is just a distraction to get you off their scent.
Here's what I love about Camille. If you're a couple and you come in to see
well.
her, she will call you out.
That's right.
She'll be like,
I can't help it.
that
And my
affliction
favorite.
T-shirt that you're wearing right now, is that brand new? I knew it. I knew it. You're going through a change right now, aren't you? You know what? I will tell you this. I randomly get men messaging me.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go to their profile because I don't know who they are. And I'll see that they have a wife.
Oh.
And I'll just call them out. Hey, aren't you married? Yeah, I am, and we're kind of going through a rough time, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so you should be my mistress?
So that's
Is that kind of
okay,
what's next?
because that'd make her feel really good, and that would probably strengthen your relationship if she knew right now that you were trying to talk to me.
But sugar, that's exactly probably why that you're targeted like that. I know that sounds terrible, but wouldn't that hurt her to have him talking to someone who looks like you? Okay.
That's so mean.
I'm sorry, but people are mean. And the number one reason people have affairs, y'all, revenge. The number one reason it's revenge. No kidding.
Oh,
Terrible.
really?
They aren't. Yeah, absolutely. They're using someone because they're upset. They're grinning and burying stuff, and so they're going to, it's impossible to them. They can't fix it. The constant fighting, whatever it is. I'll get even this way. It's a childish, game.
But I think too, I know in the situation with the guy that, got engaged, I think he was the type that went, hang on a second, I don't want to lose my freedom. Hang on a second, my ego goes, ooh, this ex-stripper, is now interested in me. And
Not Gretchen.
Yeah,
Neither
so, I think his ego was the thing.
Well, I'll tell you what my personal opinion about that one was. I don't know that he's a serial cheater. However, to me, it's, God, when am I going to have a chance like this ever again? Okay, I know that sounds terrible, but if I were the younger version, I would actually wonder what he's really with me for.
Yeah, how long is that going to last?
Yeah, because as long as I make him look good. Yeah,
and what happens when she ages? What happens when those get low and hangy like the rest of us?
Yeah. And we'll talk about love next time. Like, what is real love and how do you know real love exists? Because it does exist out there, people. Don't give up. You should check us out on shocktalkin.com and then like us.
Subscribe,
on Facebook,
share.
Yeah.
We will constantly have things to say. I'm just going to warn you.